Ah, yes. Another bright and early morning with our intrepid heroes. By which I mean, one is skinning moles at 5 a.m. like it's the most natural breakfast prep in the world. Another is skulking around town looking for an underground fight club. And the rest are still asleep, pretending this is a respectable campaign. Nymeria. I perfectly skin the mole and gather some mole meat. Perfect. Because nothing says adventure like walking around town smelling faintly of rodent jerky. Meanwhile, Glitch, our socially awkward mechanical chaos gremlin, goes down to the tavern in search of ways to make money. Glitch. I'll go to the tavern and ask the barkeeper, Daisy, if she knows ways to make coin. Gambling. Fighting. Other means. Naturally, this leads to an invitation to the totally legal, definitely safe, hovercraft death race called the Feather Coin Races. Ah yes, because when a small metal man asks a bartender for ways to make coin, nothing shady ever comes of it. He then headed up the hill to the blacksmith where he waited for it to open. When the rest of the party awoke, they remembered their lofty goal. Go to the library. Grimes, suddenly scholarly. Should we go to the library? Vesper, already done with this conversation. Don't we need to find out where the library is? Nymeria, ever the sensible one, suggested finding Glitch first, while Tinker, clearly regretting his life choices, muttered that maybe they should all go together. Brilliant teamwork. Argue about books until everyone agrees to be late for them. Back at the blacksmith, Glitch introduces himself, flashing his tattoo, earning himself the VIP treatment. He then asked the blacksmith to build him a hoverboard, because why not add extreme sports to the list of near-death experiences? The blacksmith, already buried under a mountain of orders, basically said, "Kid, I don't even have time to breathe." Glitch's solution? Offer to help crank out the backlog himself, so that eventually the man could focus on the truly important work, building Glitch his dream skateboard of doom. Glitch jumped right in, hammering away with the blacksmith, cranking out orders like a little automaton intern. He even sprinkled in his trademark flair, slapping magical tinkering onto random pieces so they glowed for no reason other than it looks cool, practical, number, flashy, absolutely. Soon enough, the whole gang reunites at the blacksmith shop, introducing themselves as Glitch's friend. Cue the blacksmith flexing his tattoo at the party like he's waiting to see theirs. Vesper. I don't have one of those, but that's nice. Translation. Cool club, bro, but we are not part of your weird hammer cult. Meanwhile, Grimes joined in with the help and turned out to be shockingly competent. The man crafted a lockbox with an internal latch, hidden button, and enough finesse to make the blacksmith raise an eyebrow. Blacksmith. I wouldn't have thought of that. Congratulations, Grimes. You've peaked. Everything is downhill from here. And then there was Vesper. Enthusiastic, determined, absolutely terrible. After pestering for a turn, he was handed scraps of metal and told to try making nails. 1 hour and many frustrated sighs later, Vesper proudly produced 4 lopsided nails that promptly started glowing, because, of course, he accidentally cast prestidigitation on them. Truly, the nails of destiny, bent, shiny, and mediocre, much like Vesper himself. The whole party then found themselves staring at Nymeria in that awkward, "So, you gonna try it?" silence, until she finally snapped, "What? Why are you all staring at me?" That was all the encouragement they needed to shove her toward the tools and see if she wanted to try her hand at making something. Nymeria, however, shut it down fast, deciding she had no interest in hammering metal and leaving the blacksmithing dreams to everyone else. Grimes, meanwhile, is about to earn his very own blacksmith tramp stamp. That's right. The branding iron comes out, and suddenly the forge turns into a frat hazing ritual. Glitch, Grimes, and the blacksmith, in unison mid-chant, "From ore to art." Because nothing screams team bonding like workplace hazing, Glitch somehow convinced the blacksmith to let him brand Grimes, making us question if Glitch brands Grimes. Does Grimes now belong to Glitch? Nymeria. Men. That's the sound of second-hand embarrassment echoing through the ages. By the end of the day, the blacksmith's weekly workload was finished in a single afternoon. The forge rang with triumph, and for one brief, confusing moment, everyone looked like they knew what they were doing. While Glitch and Grimes hammered away like they'd just discovered manual labor, Vesper realized he needed to accessorize. Vesper, do you think you could make a dagger that goes in this cane? Nymeria, it'd have to be a very small dagger. Vesper, it's not the size of the dagger, it's how close you are to your target. Nymeria, their eyes. Both of them meant it in complete seriousness, of course, but to everyone else in the forge it sounded suspiciously like awkward flirting. The blacksmith decided to play host and handed out drinks to the party. Everyone accepted politely. Well, everyone except Glitch, who skipped the cheers part entirely and just dumped the whole thing straight down his chest cavity like a walking keg stand. The blacksmith stared, mildly horrified, while the rest of the group pretended this was completely normal behavior. Vesper, who normally avoids alcohol like it's an X at a party, takes one sip, rolls a 19, and discovers his new true love. Vesper, slurring in realization. Why have I been avoiding these? Damn it, I don't want to become like Inara. Why yes, nothing like a drink-fueled identity crisis before a high-speed hoverboard race. And so, with the forge still glowing, their drinks half-finished, and their dignity already questionable, the party were ready to trade hammers for hoverboards and bad decisions for worse ones.